Um, hello. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to Main Character with your host, Yasmin Hamadi. I am your host, Yasmin Hamadi. Okay, so some housekeeping. You're probably wondering if you're watching the video, where the fuck I am. I'm in a bathroom. Yeah, to the people listening, I'm currently recording this podcast episode in a bathroom. Why? Because, team, I don't have an office yet. Team, I'm a nomad. Team, the world is my oyster, team. And I love saying team, by the way. I feel like, we'll get to that, what I feel like when I say team. But I just feel like the world is my oyster. Might as well travel and do what I gotta do. I'm moving to New York in a few weeks. So until then, I don't have a permanent place. I'm going from couch to couch, more like guest room to guest room. And that's showbiz, baby. So going back to team, I love the word team because I've been listening to Brittany Broski a lot. You know, Brittany Broski Nation. I'm a Broski Nation. If you don't know Broski Nation, she is Kombucha Girl. She's also, I think, genuinely one of the funniest people of our generation. Don't ask me. Forbes said it. Forbes didn't say it. Vogue said it. Vogue didn't say it. I said it. If she doesn't have one fan, it's because I'm dead. I'm her fan base. Sorry about it. But she's been making me think a lot about different types of niches. And I know that sounds insane, but I've been really fascinated about niches in different age groups. Does that make sense? So when I'm thinking about niches, I'm thinking about Disney adults or vampire boys. When I say vampire boys, they're those TikTok boys that post really 0.5 videos and they're wearing a bunch of silver metallic rings that rust when they go into the shower. They act like they make a lot of money, but they still live in their parents' basement. No shade, just the truth. That's a type of niche. But a new niche that I discovered that I feel like people don't talk about a lot, bride talk. Do you get me? Bride talk, for example, people who are becoming brides, where they're on this little moment that they're going through where they're going to be at their own wedding. I'm sorry, you guys are afraid of, I don't know, Russia or North Korea. I'm afraid of brides. Sorry. I said what I said. I'm afraid of brides because I made a TikTok about how I think, sorry, hot take. I actually think it's really fucking selfish that you can't wear white to someone else's wedding. Disagree with me, please, in the comment section below, wherever you're going to be watching or tuning in, genuinely think to yourself, who created the concept or the status quo that you have to be the bride to wear white? Riddle me that. You can't. Exactly. But that's why I just think, why not? Also, you can't see unless you're watching the video. Can we notice how I'm literally fisting this Shure microphone? Can we just zoom in real fast on my fist? The way I'm fisting this little thing. Gay rights. And anyways, when I made that TikTok, a bunch of brides started commenting and they're like, whoops, don't blame me if I spill red wine on your white dress at my best friend's wedding. All of a sudden we're in New Orleans, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. I feel like HRH collection. Shut up. Stupid little tattletale rat. But anyways, those are the type of niches I've been really fascinated with. And that's that. That's all I have to say about that. But moving on to the next topic. Well, actually, how do I transition this? See, I feel like my mind is everywhere. Just 2 minutes ago, I'm talking about different micro niches that I feel like have been taking up way too much time in my mind. But then I'm also laughing about that on TikTok, and then I'll start sobbing about how I'm a massive fucking lost puppy. I'm like a puppy that you find underneath a car and then you save it and then it's still scared about things after trauma almost. I also can't tell if I'm blurry on this YouTube camera, but if I'm blurry then I'm joking. I just pretended I flashed my tits. All right, let's start from the top. Team, this is Shark Tank, okay? We're on Shark Tank. Where's Mark Cuban? Where's Mark? You are Mark Cuban. You are also the rest of Shark Tank. Capitalism, Mark Cuban, makes sense. I love that man. I don't like the Mavericks. Love the man. Love the man. We're on Shark Tank. I want to pitch something to you. And this is something I have thought about for a long fucking time. And also, sorry, my family's stop swearing on your podcast. This is how millennials make me want to throw up. But this is how we express ourselves. And maybe in a couple of years when I look back on this podcast, when this is a major success and I have my own massive studio in LA and New York and Lebanon, then I'll be oh, I'm not going to swear anymore. But until then, fuck. I truly think Your 20s are the worst years of your life. Yeah, I said that. Let me rephrase that. No, I'm going to say it exactly how I said it. Your 20s, looking at you, your 20s are the worst years of your life. Woo, 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 woo. Don't swerve off the road. Don't punch a white wall. If you're a white boy in a frat house, I said what I said. I truly believe that your 20s are the worst years of your life, and I can back that up. And when I say your 20s, I don't mean like you're like 21, 22, 23. I think once you hit 24, you realize, wow, shit. So I just turned 25. Like, I want to drink my own throw up. Also, sorry, I'm really emotional right now, like, and very like sporadic. I'm getting my period in like a week, and so I need someone to muzzle me and chain me to a redwood tree in the middle of the forest, because I'm gonna start howling to the moon like a fucking werewolf when the clocks strike midnight. See, I'm all over the place today. And I was like, I shouldn't really record this episode today, but I was like, I feel like I need to talk about this because I'm so fed up of everyone being like, these are supposed to be the best years of your life. And I understand that. I completely get that. But I'm so sick of people always putting so much pressure on your 20s to have it all figured out and to have everything like in order. Like, I'm supposed to have a stable job. The strike's happening. Acting's at a hold. Podcasting is not really going anywhere right now. Even the job market, not good. I have no idea who the fuck I am. I feel like I'm getting older. There's a time pressure, specifically as a woman, to have a kid, to get married, to also keep in contact with friends. But of course, if your friends get married right now, that's okay. You're just not a part of their life anymore. And you're just an accessory to be a good daughter. But also your parents are getting old, so on and so forth. I'm very curious. I'm not critical, but I'm very curious as to why we're so uncomfortable getting older. And that's something I've always thought about, is why am I so terrified about telling people my age? Specifically, obviously, as a woman, you know, we're taught that you don't ask a woman how old you are. That's rude. That's my transatlantic accent. Everyone always says, when I say everyone, these are like my parents, the people around me, social media, society, random people I saw at a wedding this week. So Yasmin, when are you getting pregnant? What the fuck? What the fuck? There's that side of people being like, you're getting older, but there's also like, these are supposed to be the best years of your life. No commitment, no responsibilities, live, laugh, and fucking love. That's a lie. I just start spiraling when I start thinking about it. Like, your 20s, I'm 25. In 5 years, I'm going to be 30. In 10 years, I'm going to be 35. And then so on and so forth. It's like, I'm so worried about having my career in order, and if I even achieve it, which I will. But there's obviously that, like I said, the main character, the antagonist, that comes in and says, but will you ever actually? And having an adequate day job that actually respects me. Having an adequate day job that like doesn't make me hate my life. Maintaining my friendships with my friends, even if they're in relationships and I'm in a relationship, it doesn't matter, still maintain it. Make enough money so you're able to travel, go see the world, go stay at a hostel for a night, go do whatever, but also don't spend too much money because you need to save. You need to save because one day, what if the job market crashes and there's a housing crisis and you can't afford rent, but also you need to save for kids one day, but also do I even really want kids because the climate's burning? There's so many questions. Also, if you can hear people walking on upstairs, I apologize, but I was thinking I'm young enough to care, but also young enough to prepare so I eventually don't have to care. It's like we have to prepare one day to have an easy life, because right now we should be struggling, but also right now we shouldn't be struggling. I feel like there are if anyone, for the audio listeners here, hi baby, my hand's like up and I'm like, hey, what does a girl like you do in a place like this? I love a transatlantic accent. Brittany Broski actually taught me that. And acne school, I have a BFA. I feel like there's so many reasons why your mid-20s are not what society and the media and our parents say it is. Reason number one, when our parents were in their 20s, it was a completely different time. It didn't cost almost $3,000 a month to have a studio apartment in Hollywood. And they didn't have this constant void that is the cell phone. They didn't have this constant void that is social media, constantly reminding us of our shortcomings and those anxieties. I also feel like there's a pressure to succeed, at least for me, because I am the daughter of immigrants. Because like my parents sacrificed so much to get to the United States, to make it to where they are, that if I fuck up, I'm doomed. Not only do I let myself down, but I let my parents down and my grandparents and my siblings down. I don't know if people in like immigrant homes come from, but like if it's generational guilt that you feel of I have to make it and be so successful. When I say successful in this moment, I'm saying money, not happiness. Even though my definition of success is happiness, in the idea or in the lens of our parents' generation, it usually is money. It's having the house, the white picket fence. It's having a stable income. It's having healthcare for your entire family. It's having X, Y, and Z. When now we don't have adequate healthcare. The housing, at least in LA and New York, is so bloody expensive. But on top of that, you have to furnish the place. But also Wi-Fi is like $100 a month. And also good on top of that, car and gas. There's constant spending. You have to pay to live, not live to pay. But in life today, it's living to pay, not pay to live. Did I say that right? Another reason. So I went to college in Orange County. Boo, woo, I don't know why I'm doing that, but I feel like that's like what I thought of when I thought of Orange County is, they're bad at football, but I just thought of these like a bunch of like jockey men being like, Orange County, Trump, MAGA. I used to live in Orange County and I was next to my best friends. Actually, I lived with a Trump supporter during that time. It was really, really awful. I genuinely thought she was going to write like, fuck Hillary, or like, where are the emails, and pig's blood in my room. Like, that's genuinely what I thought. You think I'm being dramatic? I'm not. I'm not dramatic, ever. But I genuinely had the best years of my life despite all of that because I was with my best friends. Like, these people, like, I can think of, like, they're my group. Like, we have a group chat. We have, like, they're my people with humor. If you get it, you get it. They're my everything. My friends are my everything, especially the ones I made in college. They're the ones who hold me down. They're my ride or fucking dies. And obviously I've made amazing best friends like growing up, but like these are my people. They're my family. And now fast forward a couple years post-college, some of us are in LA. Some of us are in New York. Some of us are in San Francisco. Some of us have jobs. Some of us don't. Some of us are figuring out who we are. Some of us are in relationships, some of us are not. It's hard to keep up. It's not like when like we go out one night, we could just go to each other's house the next day because it's a 2-minute drive. Or the FaceTimes the next morning. Because actually one of them might have like a boyfriend in their bed. Or like one of them is like really hungover that they feel like they're dying and throwing up the entire day and want to go to the hospital. I am that person. But like we have our own, I don't want to say time, we have our own schedules now. We can fit it in. Oh, let me put you in the book real fast. It's like, it's so hard to maintain these relationships in your 20s when they used to be the foundation of your everyday life. All of us, or most of us, are tied up to our desks after the pandemic. And after the pandemic, it isolates you. I feel like there's so many people who don't know how to talk to each other anymore. I feel like there has to be so much intention. And I'm not saying your 20s are like you don't grow from your 20s. I think these are the years that you grow the most, if anything. I'm just saying they are the hardest years. I'm not saying that you're not blossoming and you're learning lessons year after year, day after day. But I'm saying that it's fucking hard and cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack that you don't need to know where you're going to end up in a year or in 6 months. I'm booking a one-way ticket to New York and I don't know when I'll be back. One-way ticket to New York, and I know when I'm coming back, yeah. Ariana Grande. But does that make sense? Now I'm like setting up FaceTime calls with my best friends being like, does Thursday night at 10 p.m. work for you? 10 p.m. Eastern or those Pacific? It's hard. I miss knowing what comes next. Like in college, you have those 4 years. If you decide to go to college, okay? Some people don't. Absolutely, do your thing. College is not for everyone, but I miss knowing what comes next. And yes, that is exciting. And for some of the people, my little free spirits being like, I don't know where the world will take me, but I know the destination's gonna be great. That's amazing. Incredible. Love that for you. For me, I panic. For me, I want to know what happens next year. I want to know everything. And that is a control thing, and I understand that. But also, I feel like that's fair because in your 20s, I feel like you have to be, especially as a woman, there's a clock, right? And I'll get to this clock later, but like, it's hard, you know? And you're not allowed to miss your friends. You're not allowed to miss your family too. Because when you're an adult, you're an adult now. You pay your taxes. You write your checks. You watch Shark Tank with Mark fucking Cuban. I genuinely feel like it's so funny to me, like not to like not be serious, but like, you know, in the Broad City episode when they're with Fred Armisen, like he's like, I'm just a baby. I don't know. That's genuinely what I feel like your 20s are. That is exactly what your 20s are. Sorry, I didn't write the rules. Mark Cuban did. I didn't write the rules. Mark Cuban did. My last point, and in this thesis, I'll be doing the social pressures of having it all together by your late 20s and early 30s. I feel really. It's just not the one. You need to have a stable job. And this is the job that you're going to have for the next X amount of years. Because you're going to work up the totem pole. You're going to work up to get to the highest level. And then after that, you're going to start having kids with your partner. Oh my God, you're actually not dating the person that we think that you would date. Oh my God, that's a new adjustment. But incredible, you're happy. But then your kids now. You have to have kids. But okay, so you live in a 1-bedroom apartment. How are you going to have kids with that? Okay, so you have to start saving for a bigger place. It's not doable. It is not doable. I hate on millennials. I feel bad for millennials and Gen Zers. I feel bad for us. And genuinely, it's hard. There's a recent study from The Independent in the UK that shows that people who have kids decide to have kids later in their life because they want to start living lives for themselves. And when I read that, I was like, that's impossible. But I saw the data points and I was like, I feel like in the medical world, people are now able to finally understand that you can have kids later in your life if you decide to even have kids. Like, actually, did you know, like, did you know that having a baby after 35 actually increases your brain power? You're also less likely to be stressed and you're actually going to be more happy. Oh, sorry. Also, your kid may have a reduced risk of injury. I will link all of these articles to the footnotes of this episode. But I feel like you're more emotionally and financially and whatever prepared to have a kid. And I know we're talking about kids and the correlation between your 20s, but I feel like that for me at least, and maybe you can relate to this, that is a massive pressure. That is massive pressure. So if you get anything from this moment, it's the fact that like, you're exactly where you need to be. I'm saying this for you, but I'm also saying this for myself. You are exactly where you need to be. I don't know what the future holds. I want to go to grad school. Believe it, I want to study theater in London. I want to go to Yale. I don't know if it's going to happen. And I hate that I don't. Who knows what the next 4 months has in store for all of us. And I feel like there is some sort of calm kind of surrendering yourself to the not knowing. Because that means it's not up to you. I mean, obviously it's up to you what happens in your life. But there is a pressure that's taken off at least my chest. And I have a lot of pressure on my chest. I have big tits, but actually, you're exactly where you need to be. And to anyone who's asking you what you're doing or whatever, first of all, is it any of their business? And I have this problem. A lot of family members, I love my family. It is the most important aspect of my life. But I feel like they think it's their business what's going on in my life. And it's not. With all due respect, it's not. And you can tell them that. You're on your own journey. It's not even about the fucking journey. It's what you learn. Actually, yes, it is. Wait, me trying to contradict myself. It's all about the journey and what you learn, and it's not about where you end up. And this goes back to my original statement of like when I was making the podcast, like I want to peak on my deathbed. I don't want my 20s to be the best years of my life. I don't. I'm sorry. If your 20s are the best years of your life and you've already peaked, that sucks. Sorry, half the men I know in college, in fraternities, like that's so sad. You should be on the incline. This should be a plateau incline. You keep going up. And what a joy that is. How exciting that is to not know. And this, I feel like a preacher, but like to actually know that it's only getting better. Even when it gets hard, it's getting better. Damn, I'm excited for that. You're exactly where you need to be. And I'm proud of you for that. I'm saying that to myself too. Okay. Let's move on to something a little bit lighter. You see me on my phone. I'm actually on my phone right now. Sorry, you're boring. Oh my God, this is fucked up. This is actually fucked up. This is at 2:56 in the morning on August 6th. This is actually fucked. I made a rules list for my funeral. Yeah, no, let me repeat that. I made a rules list. Okay, wait, no, and I was going to end the episode, but I was like, you know what? Let's actually end on a lighter note because this is funny. I'm funny. Pick me. I'm just a baby. Okay, rule number 1 for my funeral. You have to dress as me. You have to dress as Yasmin. A corset, meow corset. If you're meow and you're listening to this, if you sponsor me in this podcast or if you send me free stuff, I swear I'll be yours. I'll be yours. No crying. Boring. If you cry at my funeral, boring. That's boring. Ew. Ew. Literally ew. I want you to be having fun. Dress up. Dress up as me. Wear the tightest corset. Jewelry with your name on it. Make it about you. Be the Leo you've always wanted to be. Okay? And it will be held at a major theater / amphitheater, probably in the round. As a Shakespearean myself, and believe it or not, I am a Shakespearean woman. I did survive the Black Plague, and I do stand by that. I did. I was actually the rat that spread it. I'm joking. I want it to be in a theater because I feel like it gives homage. Is it homage? Homage. I'm going to say homage. It gives homage to my life and to who I was. Next, Cell Block Tango will be played as they wheel my casket in. So in regard to the casket and a Cell Block Tango, pop, swish, swish. Cicero. That's what we're doing. I want additional verse to be written on behalf of me in Cell Block Tango additionally. Okay, open bar, free alcohol, free whatever. You guys, I want that to happen. Also, everyone can bring a +1. It could be like a date moment. I know that sounds depressing, but genuinely, this could be like the most fun first date ever. Imagine you meet someone on like Hinge or something, or on like you meet someone at a bar and be like, oh, instead of saying like I have a wedding to go to, I need a date. I actually have a funeral to go to. Want to come? Sorry. Okay, I also want a brand deal with rideshare services. So like Uber and Lyft, just because I'm like very against drunk driving or driving under the influence. So like hop in, we're going to a funeral, baby. I'm just trying to find the levity in it. Photo booth, obviously. Booth by Bryant. Hi. Also, I'm not dying till I'm 100, right? I want a photographer there from Getty Images, so it could be like in stock photos so people can buy, so you can make money. What I'm doing is making money for you. Me and Mark Cuban are the one. Capitalism, Mark Cuban. Capitalism, Yasmin. This was a chaotic episode. I understand that. What I'm gonna do is acknowledge that. What I'm gonna do is say, you're heard. You're heard, you're right. But also what I'm gonna say is, I meant every word of it. You're exactly where you need to be. And I'll be dying at 100, so if you're looking forward to my funeral, bitch, good luck. Make sure to like, subscribe, download all future Main Character with Yasmin episodes, and major thank you to our incredible editor and producer, Max Shepardson. I'll see you next week.